Now, the reason I bring this up is because I want to be honest. Like, sometimes I'm not happy with where I am, and sometimes I'm not motivated by other people's success, and that's okay. That's okay. There's a loud sound from a plane. Don't know if I'll have that at the new place. Hi friends, Editing Maiga here, and if you're new here, hi! My name is Maiga Vidal and I'm a musical theater writer, and on this channel, I'm sharing the process of taking a musical from page to stage. Not just one musical, several plays too, you know, the whole shebang. If that's something you're interested in, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, as it really, really, really helps. Now, if you'd like to support a new musical theater writer and get these videos a whole day early and some other extra perks like real-time updates and blog posts, then make sure to support me on Patreon. It's only $1 per month, and we are so close to reaching our first goal, where I will share my pages from my work in progress, including Café con Leche, Star Signs, and some other plays I am currently writing and working on. So you'll get to see those exclusively on Patreon, and we're really, really close, and it's only $1. So if you've ever felt like supporting new musical theater works financially, maybe do it. And so with all that out of the way, let's jump into the vlog. Hi, stream just ended. It's 5 o'clock, give or take. Played some piano, moved my Rodgers and Hart book here. I tried playing the first 4 bars of Bewitched, and it's some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, but it is very hard because, yeah, they're changing the chord like every other beat on like 1 and 3. It's crazy, crazy arranging. Also, excuse the mess, just because there's just not enough space. But I did also end up working on, let me move this over here. I also ended up doing the basics of keyboard theory, lesson 1, and well, let's just say it kicked my ass. The energy of the day today was Knight of Swords reversed, which is very much like you have lots of energy and you can't rush the process, and sometimes taking a step forward means actually taking a step back. And in this, those are all steps back for me. Part of me keeps thinking like I should just be writing original stuff instead of spending time learning this stuff, but I have to learn. I have to actually like memorize, learn, try. The arrangements are so cool. I don't even know what those chords are because they're not included in the actual thing, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. Ugh. All right, well, I will see y'all tomorrow, because this week is all about this portion of my 1-year plan. And yeah, I have to study theory and piano playing, and so I'll check in with you tomorrow for more practicing, even though I have like a 10-minute musical that I want to write. No, I have to do the right thing. Hi, it is currently 5:52 p.m. on Wednesday. 2 updates if we're being raw. The first is that I didn't get the thing I applied to in San Diego. I haven't heard back or emailed or anything, but I was just snooping around their Facebook page, which has barely any followers on it. Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing, I wasn't following it. I didn't want to be like, oh yes, I'm following you, blah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I didn't get it. They went with a different project with 3 writers. There was 163 submissions. 163 submissions. I've been editing through my backlog, and I've been really struggling with streaming because I think I'm not quite over not getting this thing yet. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm editing the practice vlog before I go in, and I'm so anxious, but I'm so proud and confident about my work. After I auditioned, there's somebody who follow on TikTok who is amazing, by the way. I want to be friends with them. They have a musical called Open Stay, and they're working on another one, and they've released concept albums or whatever, and they're amazing. And they auditioned the Monday after my Saturday. And in that moment, when I watched that they were going to do it, it hit me in that moment that like I didn't stand a chance. Like if that was the caliber of people applying. I had 3 songs to my name and a portfolio I wrote in 10 weeks. And I just keep thinking back to the audition and them telling me to pack my rhyme book and then not getting in, you know? They asked me what else I had, and I said I didn't have anything else and that I came from a pop background. Even though I've had some stuff, I was reminiscing, and I did indeed do a reading of a play that I wrote when I was a senior in college. I don't even remember where that is. I've written a radio play, and these are just things that I've done that I don't consider to be work, that I don't consider to be good work, when it's stuff that I have experience in that I'm just... And now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, how can I go back in there? That was all this confidence, but it was blind confidence. I didn't know what I didn't know, and now I know better. I know the caliber of people they want, and there's just no hope. On the flip side, I just got invited to talk at a con. It's Conduit. It's going to be hosted on Twitch, and it's a writing con, and I'm leading the panel for lyric writing. And I had to write a bio about myself, and it was very fancy. So in my heart of hearts, it's almost like this duality of like, yes, this is the area that I know that I'm supposed to go on, that this is for me, and yet also knowing that I'm nowhere near ready. Give me 1 second. I have my notebooks from when I started songwriting. This is back when I started songwriting. This is 2014. I had so many songs. Like, this is 8 years old now. Just so many song lyrics, just pages and pages. But I remember I was with a teacher at a time. Oh my gosh. I used to keep tabs of how many songs I was writing a month. In July of 2014, I wrote 36 songs. I just wanted to learn kind of how I am now. Go through as much of it as you can. Anyway, there's this quote that I used to lean on a lot when I felt like this. Nobody tells this to people who are beginners. I wish someone told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste, but there is this gap. For the first couple of years you make stuff, it's just not that good. It's trying to be good, it has potential, but it's not. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer, and your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase, they quit. Most people I know who do interesting creative work went through years of this. We know our work doesn't have this special thing that we want it to have. We all go through this. And if you are just starting out or you are still in this phase, you got to know it's normal. And the most important thing you can do is do a lot of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week you finish one story. And your work will be as good as your ambitions. And I took longer to figure out how to do this than anyone I've ever met. It's going to take a while. It's normal to take a while. You just got to fight your way through. So I'm going to fight my way through. Hi, it is currently 11:14 a.m. I have written about 5 minutes of a 10-minute play, which I want to turn into a musical. I don't know if it's the right thing. I don't know if it's the right mode or the right way to do this. But a friend of mine from college, Sam, who was one of the few people to actually be supportive of my songwriting at the time, was like, if you ever need a harmony, I'll lend you one. And well, I reached out to her because she lives locally from me, and I want her to sing for me. And so I'm going to write this 10-minute play, have her read it, and develop it into a musical. I'm writing about Chile. I think all my work will be Chilean, one way or another, in the way that Alejandra is Argentinian. I want this character to be Chilean because at the end of the day, I am from the Andean South. The Andes Mountains are where I'm from. And it's been something I've wanted to write in my work for a long time. I'm pretty excited. I wrote some pretty good dialogue. I'm very, very happy with it right now. Can't wait to share it with John. I'll see y'all later. I want a reading so bad, and I'm going to write something and make it happen and submit this shit. Hi, if you can hear that. It's the TV outside because I've been making a lot of noise. It is currently 11 p.m. on the 9th of June. I have been practicing Bewitch, be wild and bewildered. More commonly known as Bewitch, words by Lawrence Hart and music by Richard Rogers from Paul Joey. I have literally done 4 measures and I cannot play them very well yet. I have been practicing on and off and listening to the song to kind of get it in my brain. It's hard. My hands hurt. The arrangement of this chord though is so pretty. Which makes me think, just stop your crying, it's a sign of times. Because that's F major. Please stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. But it's a different way of voicing. It's hard. That's all I've got. I will check in with you tomorrow. I have lessons with John and I have a play. My sister liked it though. Hello. It is currently 12:55 p.m. on Friday, and I need to set up for my lesson with John today. This week has been really hard for me. I've been really struggling with feeling envy, which is not a good feeling, and finding ways to cope is a good thing. And it's also good that I'm recognizing those negative emotions and trying to turn them into something positive. And I want to be honest, because at the end of the day, people are very ashamed of envy and feeling that. But as someone who is from Latin America, from the South, it is very important to recognize those things because in American culture, we don't really talk about that. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I want to be honest. Like, sometimes I'm not happy with where I am, and sometimes I'm not motivated by other people's success, and that's okay. That's okay. Does that make me a bad person? No, it doesn't make me a bad person at all. I have to turn on the light. It just makes me human. And so you can't beat envy with pride. And I consider pride to be my deathly sin. So I think it's just important to talk about and become a better version of yourself. Today, the goal is, after my lesson with John, is to continue writing my little 1800s short play exploration about the new Chilean government. It's very niche, but outside of writing that, it's been a very hard week because it's been a week where I've seen not only other people's success, which is great, and I'm really happy for them, of course, like when I'm not full of self-doubt, right? It's the self-doubt that eats you up and makes you a bad person. And I have to get over that. But it's also like, I just feel like I'm not moving forward fast enough. And I know I talked earlier on in the vlog about getting Knight of Swords reversed and what that means and how it really hits me this week. And I know things take time, but like that doesn't mean that I want them to. All right, lessons with John is now. I'll see you on the other side. Bewitched, wild and bewildered. Hello. How are you? I've been practicing. It's so hard, man. This was the hardest week of lessons we've ever had for me. Right, it is currently 2:16 p.m. Lessons with John just ended. And my brain hurts. Let me show you everything we did today. Did some chord study, but I think the more interesting part was learning finally what secondary dominants are and what passing tones are, which are stuff that I have literally heard about forever when I took music theory, like senior year of high school, but I just didn't understand. So this is the lesson which I've already showed. Still need to memorize more of those. But we broke down Bewitched, which is the song I've been learning to play. And he was like, oh, I wanted you to play the chords, not the accompaniment, but I did spend time on it, which means like when we talked about it, I was able to understand in context of the song what it needed. And it's like this song's progression starts 4-3-2-5. it starts that way. As a writer, I'm like not afraid of doing weird chord progressions because I really like it and I feel like it gives it a different texture and voice, which is probably not something that I can do arrangement wise without using like weird chords that are still within the key. So being able to use chords that aren't in the key but are related is opening up this entire new color palette for me. So I genuinely want to write a song using this chord progression exactly because I think it's so pretty. I just love this 5 in the left hand in this lovely, beautiful, like outlining of the chord on the right. It's so pretty and not something that I would naturally do. So it like opens up. But then also here we have the 5 of the 5 to the 5 of the 1, right? So this chord is the 5 of the 5 of the C chord, which is G, and then G is the 5 of the 1, which is C. It's crazy. Like this is D is the 5 of G, which is the 5 of C. So cool. I genuinely feel like these are terms that have been floating around in my mind for over a decade now that I just didn't have answers to in a way that was satisfactory to me and that made sense. And being able to ask these questions to John directly and get answers, which is something I've literally been trying to do for years anytime I take a theory class, has finally given me the freedom to like write the way that I want to, because I've always wanted to write more interesting, more melodic things. I just always feel really connected to that. And even though I don't really like Bewitched the performance, if that makes sense, I don't really enjoy the performance of it on Paul Joy 1952. And I think it's just because I'm not really into Golden Age musicals. It's just not my vibe. But I just love the musicality of this score and being able to like look at it and understand it and be like, oh yes, I too can do this. Like listen to this, like the chorus of I'm wild again, beguiled again, simpering, whimpering, child again, bewitched. That part is 1, 5, 1, 4. That is a very basic chord progression, but the arrangement of it, the C to that G7, C to that C augmented to F, it gives it that spice that like my music is missing. So you can have a basic chord progression that I've written, like 1, 4, 1, 5, very easy, simple chord progression. But then Rodgers and Hart, they're just like, spice it up, and it's so cool. It's so cool to be able to add seasoning to your food. And I always seasoning to your music is what I meant. I always think of music in terms of food and texture and flavor. So what I'm gonna do now is move Final Draft over to my Mac, my license anyway, because I can only have it on one device because Final Draft is stupid, and then start working on my project. He was like, have you worked on star signs? Is that what you're going to bring me next week? And I'm like, no, I'm working on a completely new project that I want my friends locally to read before I go to a new place. And he's like, that's fine. But I could tell that he was like a little bit confused. So we're going to do that. We're also meeting next week on Thursday instead of on Friday because his dad has a doctor's appointment. So I'm hoping everything goes well for him. I had like issues with my dad's health last year as well. So I know what that feels like. Anyway, I will check in with you potentially at the end of the day. I don't know. I've been very bad with the vlogs recently. And like, part of me is like, oh, maybe I should, with this time, like edit the vlogs since like I need to edit vlogs because I'm so behind. So I might not actually write at all. I might write tonight. No, tonight I'm heading over to my sister's and my mom's. Well, you'll know before me if this vlog goes on. But if not, I'll see you next time with a new vlog. If you heard that part, I didn't end up recording anything else.